Hello, hello, hello. And we're rolling?
Yep.
All right, Jim and friends, read the news. The third installment today, it's just me and Zav LaPlay. Me, Jim Van Vonderen. If you're listening to this, you should know that by now.
And me, Zav LaPlay. We're just because of Mother's Day, we're getting a slow start to our beginning to our show.
Busy Mother's Day. Beautiful Mother's Day, though.
Yeah, very
Good
beautiful.
weather and just nice out, beautiful Mother's Day. But with the news, let's look. We usually start with the Packers news. They had training camp for the rookies this weekend. Don't know anything more about it other than the rookies reported. All of them are signed, but the first-round draft pick. I just know that from listening to whatever. I have no idea. I can't cite that source. I just know that was going on. But
yeah, and how did the Brewers do the other day with the against the Cubs?
Oh man, I don't know.
I think they won. I think they won at the 11th hour.
Did they?
Yeah, and I'm not even a baseball person.
Oh,
I just happened to be eating fish fry and watching baseball probably for the first time in years, and I paid attention to the game.
And paid attention.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone really does that. They go to the
right.
games, but
yeah, maybe that's the part that I've got wrong is that I take it too serious. Like I think I'm supposed to take it seriously.
No, you just go to the game for the fun of being at the game.
Right. Yeah, it's like going fishing or something. You
Right.
just sit and enjoy the weather.
If you catch some fish, that's a big plus, but it's more about being there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think they won. I might have it wrong, but let me check. I think it was 6-8 that they got 8 points. There goes Paula Atwater, and I forgot her name, but she's a good friend, and I should know her name.
Yeah, if anyone's listening, come on by the studio here as we read news. I have a NFL-related article. Speaking of sports and starting off with that, what's next? Refs gone wild. This comes from good old Sports Illustrated, your sports authority. 8 a.m. Starts off like this. 8 a.m. Your alarm goes off, waking you to the old Hank Williams Jr. cry, "Are you ready for some football?" And of course you are, although they don't have him anymore. He got booted.
Yeah, because he did something racist or something?
Yeah, he had some racial slurs kind of out there, and so they let him go. And then he went back on news again after that. I saw the rebuttal when he was talking about getting kicked off, and he was letting the slurs fly again.
Oh.
It didn't really help his cause. But anyway,
at least he's he's a stand-up guy. He sticks with what he believes in.
He's consistent.
Yeah, that's what the word I'm
thinking. He's consistent. Anyway, the NFL has made sure that you are always ready for some football because the league is with you everywhere, all the time, even now in the off season of 2014. That doesn't make sense, but okay. The NFL isn't just in your thoughts, it has moved into your brain and built a house with a 2-car garage. 8:30 a.m. As you get dressed, your smartphone vibrates. Thanks to the NFL app that alerts you whenever a new mock draft is posted by anyone, anywhere. There is a time when NFL reporters took one shot at predicting the draft each year. They began to put out versions 2.0 and 3.0. Now fans also create their own mock drafts. And even though no one in the history of human existence has ever correctly predicted the entire first round, you feel good about your latest effort, version 246.0. You check your phone, eager to see whether this new entry from a blogger in Boise has the USC offensive tackle going to the Bills at number 10 or the Cardinals at number 13. You are concerned about this even though you would not know the kid if he walked into your bedroom at this very moment and chop blocked you. And it goes on and on, but I think the idea of this is that obviously the NFL and all sports, as everything, is with you at all times, no matter whether it's even on or not. So, this is Justin Propp, our other
newscaster,
normal contributor. Let's see what he's doing. Let's put him on the air. Speakerphone. Hey, Justin, you're on the radio.
Hi.
Hey, what are you up to?
Oh, nothing. Well, I was on the phone with my mom, and we're, just reading her the news.
You're reading her? Yeah. Well,
Mother's Day present, yes.
that's a great Mother's Day present. The news. So,
Justin, can you hear me?
Yes.
Do you think you'll come down today and help us with our news show?
Yeah, I actually, I kind of thought it wasn't happening because it was Mother's Day. But yeah, okay.
Oh, well, don't feel pressure, but just curious. We'd love to have you along with us, along for the ride, if you feel like it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I just gotta, I'll bring Duke.
all right. Well, come swing on by.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you in a bit.
Okay, bye. All right,
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
We'll have another newscaster in a bit.
Yeah.
Like we said, Mother's Day, we were all kind of hustling and bustling around, so
Yeah.
maybe not. I mean, I got here 5 minutes before 9.
And I biked back from Mother's Day. I had a really nice Mother's Day, and ate really well. It was a big deal this year. It felt like almost like, I don't know, somewhere between a birthday and a Christmas type of thing.
It was like a super Mother's Day.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I never noticed
One of
how
those
important
special
Mother's Day is. So should we go on to other
We should.
interesting news that happened this week?
Yeah.
Or recently, I should say.
Well, I have something here. It's not necessarily news, but I feel with the holiday season as we're discussing here, extreme tourism in Milwaukee. This comes from Milwaukee Magazine. It's the City Guide 2012 here. But it has a list of a couple tourist spots, things to do in the summer here, and I like this one, Digging Graves, the Forest Home Cemetery at 2405 West Forest Home Avenue, or you can just go to foresthomecemetery.com. The price is free for the living. Of course, not free if you're not living, because then you're a permanent resident. But I pulled into Forest Home Cemetery with the Dawes tune, When My Time Comes, playing on the radio, how appropriate, and headed for the office. The beauty of the tour is that it's self-guided, so I grabbed a map and jumped back in the car. A narrow road winds through well-marked sections of grass dotted with ornate monuments and small headstones. And there are some seriously old headstones bearing the names of Milwaukee legends such as Kilbourne, Pfister, and both Marshall and Isley. I stayed in the car until I hit the Brewers section where the massive Blatz Mausoleum sits across the street from the Schlitz site in the Pabst complex. If only I had a tall boy to crack in their honor. So I guess you can go to Forest Home Cemetery, grab a map, and just hang around the cemetery.
Yeah, cemeteries are amazing places. You learn so much about history when you go to a cemetery. All the names, all the last names, the ages that people live.
Yeah, kind of how long places have been. You don't really think about it.
Yeah, and a lot of gravestones tell little tragedies or interesting stories about people. But it says a lot about Milwaukee when you go to a Milwaukee cemetery. The history of Milwaukee. There's so many Polish names and German names and other types of I don't know, it's just kind of a historical experience to go.
I was in New Orleans and they have the above ground cemeteries there, so it's all the big, it's really nice architecture in the above ground cemeteries and the mausoleums.
And nice stonework, carvings of stones and stuff.
I don't know if you're into architecture or something, go to a cemetery, you'll get some ideas there.
Yeah, that also says a lot about the culture, the things that we do around the dead, how we honor our dead and how we represent it. Speaking of death, is not a very
oh boy. All right.
40 people were killed during an hour-long hailstorm in China
Ooh,
today.
today.
Yeah.
Oh man.
In a
Normally
brief
we
but
get that.
violent hailstorm and torrential rain. So maybe the rain also killed people, but
40 people in a
40.
hailstorm.
yeah.
You don't
That's
really
pretty-
think of a hailstorm as being a life-threatening
Except
event.
when you're in one. Have you
Yeah,
ever been in one? They're scary.
actually, no, I've never been hit and pelted
It's
by
pretty
them.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's
I
like getting
suppose.
ice just being thrown. It's like
Right, and if you can't take cover,
pouring ice. It's pretty scary stuff.
that's true. I suppose I've been lucky enough. I'll knock on some wood if I can find some here. One of those that never been stuck in the hailstorm. Watch out. Keep an umbrella, I guess.
Yeah, a steel umbrella.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow, what an honor. Nice to meet you.
Wow.
We are going to be playing together today.
Sorry.
What's that? What are we listening to? Here?
I think that's actually a rap song that
Oh,
will
okay.
come on. But here's something. An article and headline on Saturday about the Staten Island Museum, which is celebrating its 125th anniversary, referred incorrectly to one item in the museum's collection of curiosities. It's a four-legged, not a four-headed chicken.
Four-legged chicken.
Yeah, they said four-headed chicken, but they meant four-legged. Yeah, a curiosity in the museum.
Yeah, it is. Oh, I got one here. The boob tube gets a wonder bra. So the Philips EcoNova ECO Smart LED TV just hits markets this year using only 56 watts of power. The 46-inch EcoNova TV uses 60% less energy compared to LCD TVs thanks to the LED lighting technology. It's made from 60% recycled aluminum, and the television itself is recyclable. Recyclable TV, that's good because I have a big, humongous TV in my home. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. This thing's like 200 pounds.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I guess. And you have
Yeah.
to pay to take it to the landfill, I think.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
We live in a crazy. Well, to me, I always have this saying that there's no such thing as trash, and it gets me into trouble because I end up being kind of a, someone who doesn't throw enough things away. But I also really do believe in that concept that something like that. It's like just because it no longer makes functions as a TV, there's got to be all kinds of applications and uses for all those little bits and pieces.
Yeah, there's a lot of little parts in there.
Yeah. But we just don't know. We're not sophisticated enough as a society to know how to make use of everything that
Right.
falls into disrepair like that. But there's always a way. There's always a use.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, this thing also has a solar-powered remote, so no more digging for batteries, and a zero power switch, making it the rare product where when you switch it off, power consumption is reduced to 0 watts.
No phantom power.
So it's
Or no, not phantom power. They
or
call it. They have a word for that. It's like
it's drawing power even though it's not on.
I forget what it's called, like vulture power or not, something vampire power.
Vampire
Yeah, they call
power?
it vampire
Because
power.
it's
When the
still
thing is,
sucking even though-
yeah, it'll be like taking 3 watts no matter what you're doing or something. Well, speaking of electronics, General Electric has made $26 billion in profits in the U.S. over the past 5 years. It's also received 4.1, so out of 26 billion, $4.1 billion tax return from Uncle Sam.
Wow.
GE has cut a fifth of its American jobs in the past 9 years. So 1/5 of its jobs
Of its workforce.
and is boosting its job rates overseas, of course.
Well,
Yeah,
sure, that's where we're going to make everything.
yeah. It's kind of like a
and we
giant,
ship it back.
kind of like what Ross Perot said. You're going to hear a giant sucking sound. When NAFTA passes, this was back in the before Clinton
Probably
years.
the Clinton, because he
It might have been the first or second.
because he was going against Clinton.
Yeah,
Wasn't
he was going against Clinton and Bush.
Yep.
Won.
Mm-hmm.
And Bush won, I think. Oh no, Bush won, lost to Clinton.
To lost to Clinton.
So it was Clinton's first term.
Yep.
you're going to hear a giant sucking sound, and we're still hearing that giant sucking sound of American jobs going overseas.
Oh, speaking of that, here's Vampire Slayers. Anyone running electronic devices these days needs to find a way to reduce what techies call vampire power.
Whoa.
You were right. The energy used while appliances are in standby mode. The iGo Green Power Smart Wall is an energy-saving 4-outlet wall unit surge protector that automatically reduces vampire power by up to 85%. So you go, it was vampire power, and they are working on it.
Yeah. Well, that is. Well, you see, I have a whole. When I was on this bike trip, and I was eating at a diner, and I was watching the. What is that? Price is Right. I think it was The Price is Right, and I couldn't believe how many green technology things people were winning on the show.
Yeah.
And one of them was a solar powered lawnmower. Oh no, a green lawnmower that did have solar power on it, but then also a solar powered camcorder.
Oh.
And I was just like, this is so. It's have you ever heard the expression greenwashing?
No.
It's
what is that?
a play on whitewashing. It's basically saying, like it's this new thing that people do with marketing where now everything's green. It's like the way to sell more products and do more consumer,
like
consumer,
the organic push and the green, the organic push, the green push. Although organic's
exactly.
a little different, but I think they still like to throw that word out there.
No, it's true. I mean, nowadays you go to the grocery store and you have all kinds of organic things that don't seem. They seem like they're made in factory farms, and they're not. They don't seem. It's not like really like fresh from a small mom and pop farm. It's that they've figured out how to put the organic label on Roundy's stuff, for example,
or things that have always been organic, but they never had to say it. Now they're like, hey, hey, you know what this is? It has been forever, but we're gonna let you know.
Yeah. Anyway, so my whole thing about it was, and I'll try to keep it short.
Oh, that's right.
Was that. You have these like green lawnmowers, and my response to that was, well, first of all, if you really want to do something good for the environment, just get rid of your lawn, because that is just the biggest waste of water resources, and you're adding all these chemicals.
But what would you do to your lawn?
Use it as a garden.
Oh, sure. Okay, I got you.
So grow flowers, grow vegetables, grow edible things, grow fruit trees.
Mm-hmm.
Fruit trees are great because they can go on to the next generations of the property owners. So in the future, you plant a cherry tree today or a hazelnut tree today, and long after you pass away, these fruit trees are still generating fruits and nuts for the next families that live in the house.
That's true. Pretty much just use your space a little bit smarter.
Right. I mean, and you're not going to be just pouring tons of water onto this thing, this little, this carpet type of thing that you.
It's true. Grass is pretty much a carpet.
It's an American ideal. That you don't see it in many other countries. The idea of a lawn, because it's completely unmanageable, and it's a very modern concept to have a lawn. But then I go further and say, well, okay, let's say you have to have a lawn. Maybe the people in the neighborhood wouldn't have put up with a garden, or or perhaps you're a lawn care person and that's how you make your living. Well, then my answer would be, well, use a push mower. Because then you're not gonna. You really want to get green. Use a push mower, But of course, maybe that's, again, if you're making a living doing it, that's pretty hard.
Yeah, yeah. That would.
So then my response to that is, well, if you can't use a push mower and you can't get rid of the lawn, then use an old mower that exists already. Because the amount of energy you're saving by not manufacturing another lawnmower, just so you can have a green lawnmower with this huge battery in it that it was like a hybrid lawnmower or whatever with a big battery. That battery is going to will die in a matter of 2 years or something. So just the amount, for example, manufacturing a car, I think it's something like 14% of the energy that the car consumes is in the manufacturing of the car in its lifetime. So just making the lawnmower, these brand new green things, with this idea that I'm saving the environment by buying this product is just ridiculous. You should buy a used lawnmower that's relatively energy efficient. That's probably the best thing you could do. I mean, the best thing you could do is get rid of your lawn, but
And that was easier, I think, back in the day when they built things to last too.
oh yeah,
Because things were just made sturdier.
Right.
Now they got so much plastic pieces.
And-
Let's not talk.
right.
I mean, talk about
yeah.
environment, plastic. Just
Right.
how much plastic is there?
And plastic is petroleum. I mean, so is everything requires
No,
petroleum
yeah,
because
pretty much everything.
shaping metal requires petroleum and so on. Anyway, that's my little screed.
And with us we have Gabe Hammer.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gabe.
Our musical accompanist
Yeah.
with a harmonium.
Melodica.
Melodica, I'm sorry. What's a harmonium?
Harmonium.
Is that one that you blow in?
No. Some sort of keyboard-esque. Oh, it's like a accordion.
Oh, it's like a squeeze box.
Yeah, like a push box. Yeah.
Well, Gabe, how was your Mother's Day?
That was good. Exciting stuff. Mostly working today. Just sold our condo, so that's pretty big news. So
You sold your condo?
yeah, just put it on the market in like a week. It's pretty amazing.
So
the way the
you
market
only
is right now.
So the real estate's supposed to be so bad. You just put it on for 1 week.
1 week.
1 week and it's done.
Yeah.
So-
I got a little less than we would have wanted, but
But still,
busted the
that's
move.
one
nice place.
on the market for 1 week. That's not the normal.
Yeah,
I think right now.
I guess
Yeah, that is.
things are looking a little bit up right now. I guess according to our guy, condos are selling faster and houses are starting to go a little bit quicker than they were in the last, year and a half or so.
Well, there you got it right there. The housing market is maybe on the up.
Might be on the up.
Good to know.
Yeah.
In real estate news.
Yeah. I'm going to tell everybody right now I am a skeptic of all of it. I am definitely a doom person. But everything, one of the things that's going to happen with our economy is we're going to experience a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bumpy road. It's not going to be a smooth road. And that's what you want in an
not gonna be
economy,
the Bill
is
Clinton road?
Something smooth and steady. Yeah.
Clinton had a pretty smooth road on the way up.
Oh yeah, he was lucky historically where he was placed.
Yeah, he found he had a nice spot in the technological boom that pretty much
Right.
really helped him a
Exactly.
lot.
Yeah.
I mean, the computer, internet, well, just the internet alone was enough to really spark enough economic
That was a
boom for
very
him.
optimistic time for America. Probably the biggest thing since the 1920s, right?
Yeah, exactly. As soon as we get in one of those technological booms again, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
Waiting
might
for
be
one of
a
those.
while, yeah.
Waiting for that one.
So I got a story over here.
Oh.
So this is about the River West flasher. So man charged with flashing dozens of women in River West East Side. So a 33-year-old man accused of being serial flasher in Milwaukee has been charged with incident exposure. Robin McCain is accused of approaching more than 20 women in separate incidents around River West and the East Side. According to Milwaukee Police Captain Terrence Gorin, McCain was incidentally exposing himself and making sexual comments. McCain was arrested last week and charged with a misdemeanor, but there are many more victims out there.
Hola.
Yeah, well,
He's implicated himself in dozens of incidents, said Gorin. Police are urging anyone with further information to come forward. And this is from last week. And about yesterday, I was driving around on Pierce, we were looking for houses and stuff. And, we saw just a bunch of, stuff outside and a sign that said free. And, we went and started poking around, grabbed whatever. There were some old desks and some furniture that looked like it was in decent shape. So I was like, So the neighbor comes around and says, "This is the property of the River West Flasher," and evidently he's in prison now. So they said he's in prison and he's gone. So I guess people are getting their bounty over there on Pierce.
So the stuff's for free.
Yeah, but you don't know if his penis touched it or whatnot. So.
Well, that's true with anything you buy at a rummage sale.
Well, yeah.
Good point.
Well, anyhow, we got his desks now, so.
The River West Flasher desk is now yours.
Well, speaking of
The price was right.
local crime, a man robbed a M&I bank branch at 1555 West Mequon Road at about 10:40 a.m. Friday, fled on foot and made his getaway in a vehicle parked nearby, possibly a dark green, older model Jeep CJ. Police described the robber as a white man in his late 20s, early 30s, 5'10", thin, clean-shaven, with dark eyes and eyebrows. What?
Was he wearing a suit too?
He was last seen wearing green military fatigue
Okay.
jacket, possibly a hoodie, and black horn-rimmed prescription glasses. So I'm just looking at you guys and trying to see if you match, but neither of you match. Right?
No, not robbing any banks yet.
So crazy.
Well, go ahead.
Well, we were on the graveyards and stuff before. I found this one in the American Cinematographer. This is it's an obituary in memoriam. Okay, I can't talk. But Emmy Award-winning cinematographer Richard Rick Waite, American Society of Cinematographer alum, died on February 18 at the age of 78. Waite was born on July 10th, 1933 in Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Oh.
Local guy. Earned his bachelor's degree in architecture at the University of Colorado, 52. Spent the next 4 years serving in the Air Force, after which he landed in New York and opened a photography studio, shooting fashion and advertising illustrations for an array of magazines and clients, including GQ, Vogue, Jaguar, and Hanes. But then in the late 60s, with the encouragement of his wife, Judy, Waite decided to transform from shooting stills to cinematography. In all my ignorant bliss, this is what he says, in all my ignorant bliss, I took my portfolio of still photos. I still had no reel at that point, and went to Los Angeles. Waite wrote in his blog in January of 2009, recalling his first foray into the motion picture business. He described his first months on the West Coast as comprising a bit of lying, a hint of cajoling, and a little bit of stalling, and a lot of watching, learning, and keeping my mouth shut, but a smile on my face, always. And I began to learn how to be a cinematographer. Then he went on to do such things as Adventures in Babysitting, Marked for Death, Out for Justice, Rapid Fire, On Deadly Ground, the series Nowhere Man, and the telefilm Hope, directed by longtime friend Goldie Hawn.
Telefilm.
Yep. So and many other, and a few other, a lot of TV series and different things there too. So local cinematographer Rick Waite.
And what was his main achievement again? What is he most well known for?
He did a lot. He did win an Emmy. Hold on, I'm gonna have to peruse real quick here. Oh, geez. He also did The Long Riders. I don't know. That was 1980.
Oh.
The Border, directed by Tony Richardson. Volunteers. Cobra. And Red Dawn. Oh, he did Red Dawn.
Well, that's pretty good.
He also did 48 Hours and Brewster's Millions.
Oh, wow. He's from Sheboygan.
Yeah. And worked on The Great Outdoors with, who was that? Candy? And Aykroyd?
Yep.
Worked on that one too. He was all over the place.
Yeah.
But I don't know what one he won an Emmy for, but he did win an Emmy.
Well, continuing on our theme of death, George Lindsay, who was 83 years old. Do either of you remember? You probably won't know who George Lindsay is, but you will when I tell you who he played. On the Andy Griffith Show, he was Goober. And he
Goober.
passed away.
Oh.
Yeah.
How old was he?
Goober was 83 years old.
83.
George Lindsay. Yeah, he was funny. I like Goober. Also, Vidal Sassoon died, and of course, we all know him for his shampoo. He popularized the geometric bob cut and the wash and wear philosophy of natural styling. What does that mean?
I don't know. I need that fashion person. We don't have our fashion columnist yet. We need if anyone likes fashion and wants to report on that,
well,
please.
I do have a lot of I do
and
quite a
Friends.
bit of fashion myself on our show. Last week I did a little bit of fashion reporting, but I'm by no means a fashion connoisseur. Yeah, those guys were 1 year apart. So Vidal Sassoon was a year old when Goober was born.
So okay, maybe let's go upbeat if we can after our
Okay,
foray
upbeat.
into the,
Let me get out of my
we've
get out of my doldrums here.
again on a beautiful Mother's Day. So again, thank you all mothers.
Well, there's a cafe that just opened in Vienna. It's the first cat cafe where customers can have drinks while playing with cats.
Wait, their own cats or just cats?
Well, it's called Cafe Neko, and Neko means cat in Japanese, and it opened earlier this month in Vienna city center. Customers can stroke and interact with the cafe's 5 feline hosts. Only 5 cats. I was expecting like 20.
All right.
That's not such a big deal.
What happens when you have like 20 people and they're all going in expecting to be able to pet a cat?
Pet one
and there's
cat,
only 5?
yeah. That's a little.
You have a cat fight. Totally different kind of cat fight.
I'm sure there's some like hippie establishment, even in Milwaukee, that's got 5 cats in it.
Right. I don't know if you're officially a cat, like the crazy cat lady, until you have 7. I think 7's the cutoff to be a real cat lady. They gotta up they gotta up their cats.
Well, did you know that that whole cat lady thing? There's that cat feces contains a chemical that makes women slightly crazy. Did you know that? Yeah.
I did
That's
not know
actually
that.
true. A
Makes
true
them
fact.
Throw their cats
Wow.
at people.
It's
I mean,
like a
it might be just
pheromone?
a fluke of nature, but it's true that there's something that causes older women, not young women as much, but older women, it kind of makes them a little bit nuts.
Wow.
Yeah, it's something in cat feces.
Huh.
So the cat lady thing might not be such a
off.
fluke after
Right,
all.
so off.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you'd think they just want to have company when they're elderly.
Right.
Yeah.
They just go overboard.
I'm
and
sure it's a
adopt the
contributing
whole-
factor.
They adopt the whole block of cats. You know?
Okay. Do I have a?
Well, there's a rugby player named Dan Martin who is going to swim across the Atlantic starting today. He's 30 years old. He's a farmer's son from Peterborough, England, and he's going to swim 3,500 miles from New York to Brest in France, Brest, and he's bulking up. Well, in this story, they say 4 stone. I don't know. Do you know what a stone is? Do you guys know how many pounds is a stone?
I do not.
But he actually gained a lot of weight to do this. And he's going to swim 8 hours a day for about 4 months.
So
across the Atlantic.
So it's like there must be a boat next to him then or something. He swims 8 hours
He's got a
and they
boat.
like,
He's going to have a boat with 5 people accompanying him.
and then he just takes a break and jumps.
Every day at the end of the day, he goes 8 hours and then he quits. Yeah.
How do they make sure the boat's not moving? Because then they.
Well, I think there's 2 boats. There's one boat behind him,
Okay.
like a motorized boat that just follows right behind him that keeps pace with him, and then there's a support boat where I think he probably sleeps and where they make food for him, and maybe they have a doctor on board and things like
They
that.
got the GPS nowadays. I suppose they can.
Yeah, in fact,
Have
he's
him
going to
start
use
up right away.
GPS Oh, is that the question you were going to ask? Is like, how does he know where he is the next day?
Or that he's not like drifting off and like
Right.
maybe
Going
doesn't
backwards.
backwards or forwards or.
Well, I think
who
that
knows?
part I think he could go backwards, but he's going to use a GPS so that when he goes to bed and he wakes up in the morning, he starts in the same place that he
Okay.
left off the next day, the last night. So, and
Alright.
Justin just came in. Justin.
Justin Prop made it here with
Justin
Duke
Prop.
with Duke again.
Yes.
Do
Do you want to put Duke's leash on under the chair leg again?
Sure.
Does that work?
Duke Burrow.
That was
Oh,
some
okay.
good harmonium.
Monica.
Justin, do you mind not having headphones, Justin?
Okay, looking again at these extreme tourism suggestions here, we have a local favorite, Green Beer Lakefront Brewery Tour. Price is $7, I guess, at this one. I remember when it was $5, but whatever. I knew Lakefront Brewery makes good beer, but I didn't know how environmentally conscious it is until taking its environmental tour. The standard Lakefront tour is legendary and not all that unusual, except for the sizable amounts of beer they let you sample. The eco-friendly version, held every Friday at 3:30, begins with a beer, of course, and a short lesson about Lakefront's green commitment. It gained certified organic status in 1996, the first brewery to do so. Uses wind energy, has Travel Green Wisconsin certification, and even uses cups made of biodegradable corn to hold its beer samples. The rest of the visit is like the standard tour, but with one major difference. It's hosted by the affable owner, Russ Klitsch. And I also know that they also have a new beer called Wisconsinite, where they're making beer out of ingredients all made in Wisconsin. Completely Wisconsin-made beer, so.
Right.
Yeah. Well.
So,
Yeah.
Justin, how was your Mother's Day?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah, talked to my mom for a while and all that. Yeah, it was fine.
Good day.
Yeah. I don't know why this dog still has so much energy.
That dog's always had energy.
Yeah.
Like, ever since I've known it, it's never lost an ounce of that energy.
Yeah, true.
If anything,
I
it's
don't know,
gained
I
it, I
mean-
think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we went to the park twice
Yeah.
today, and a couple of walks. He's still nuts. I don't know.
So,
Conspiracy theorists tell me it's because he's a puppy.
yeah.
But
Well, they're crazy.
I think I know better. I think he's taking naps while I'm at work.
Yeah, he's sneaking them in.
Yeah, he's sneaking them in. I don't know. I gotta
Whenever
find
you're not looking.
some way to stop that. You know,
He's not
maybe we
gonna-
could like start another radio station, just for dogs. I mean, just high frequencies that'll keep them awake while you're away.
You missed cat cafe. There's a cat cafe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
you could start the dog cafe right next door, because
Yeah.
that seems like there'd be some entertainment in that one. The dog cafe next
Yeah.
to the cat cafe. Don't want to put
Yeah.
them across the street from each other, though.
No,
that would be
no.
a disaster.
Well, unless you have a frog cafe there too, and then frogs can cross
Only the
streets. We
finest,
all know.
only the finest cat chow at those places.
Yeah.
Or dog chow.
All right. So for Mother's Day, here's a story about a heroic dad that abandons the wheel of a moving car to save a child.
All right.
A man jumps from the driver's seat of a car to run to the aid of his 4-year-old daughter who had fallen out of the car onto a busy junction in China. All right. Apparently, no car seats in China. I don't know. Footage from a traffic camera broadcast on Chinese state television shows the child slipping out of the front door of the car and onto the road, narrowly missing the back wheel of the car.
Gee.
Yeah, I know. It's like no
There's
child
a lot of
left
excitement going on in China.
behind. Yeah, well,
Like big
Yeah.
There's
a lot more people.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah.
Or maybe, yeah. Or their reporting is just different there or something that they find these stories.
Yeah, or
know.
it just happens all the time. I don't know.
Yeah, or they're just constantly jumping out of moving vehicles and.
Wow. So the child falls into the path of a taxi following behind, which manages to pull up just in time. The panicked father is seen leaping out of his car, which careers off the road and into a nearby tree. The police officer who witnessed the incident said, "I heard the taxi brake suddenly. Then I saw a child fall out on the ground. A second later, I saw a car without a driver hit the tree. I rushed there. It turned out that the child climbed out from the back of the seat to the front while her father was driving and accidentally opened the door."
Wow.
Yeah.
So the kids just.
I mean, really, he was just doing what any... Well, I don't know. Then again, it's like only the one child policy there, so like... It's like...
Yeah. It's changes.
Yeah. No, I actually would think that I might not be that quick. I don't know if I'd be that quick-witted. Just jump out of the car, just dive out. Don't worry.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like I can only have one, so it's like, well, that must have been a good one, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
Quick reaction.
this is on a whole other note. The new highly sensitive cosmic origin spectrograph aboard Hubble Space Telescope discovered a strong ultraviolet wavelength absorber on Pluto's surface, which provides new evidence that points to the possibility of complex hydrocarbon and nitrile molecules lying on the surface. I thought I was reading a totally different story. There's this other story where there's a planet. Oh yeah, this is the story. Well, I mean that is interesting, but it's just too complex. This story says that they think there may be a planet that existed and got thrown out of our solar system.
It just fell off. Oh, it fell off the gravitational pull.
It got like bounced out of the system. And
like maybe an asteroid hit it or something.
It had to do with Pluto jumping over. I don't know. I'd have to read you the whole article, but basically, there's a planet in our solar system that might have gotten ejected from the solar system.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time ago.
This Planet X, is that still being discussed, or is that, I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to astronomy.
I've heard of Planet X, but I couldn't tell you much more than that. Oh, here's something. Well, did you have something, Jim?
No, go ahead.
These are some things that sold recently on eBay that kind of are interesting. Britney Spears chewing gum, a piece of chewed gum, sold for $100 on eBay.
100. Wow.
Yeah. Justin Timberlake's half-eaten French toast sold for $1,000.25. I mean, no, $1,025. $1,025.
For half-eaten toast.
For half-eaten French toast or toast? Yeah, French toast.
Oh, Well, I guess now that you're talking
pay
French toast, yeah.
French toast.
Well, sure. Now that's not absurd anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Kate Middleton, her wedding cake sold for $2,300.
See, that makes a little more sense, I think.
That's a whole wedding
cake.
cake.
It's a wedding cake.
And it's a wedding cake.
Yeah, that's kind of got some more...
I mean, how many...
not just your breakfast.
Right, and I mean, these people go to restaurants pretty often, so like, you know what I mean? If you sell their French toast, you could probably sell Justin Timberlake's French toast like once a month or something.
You just throw your breakfast on eBay every morning and you have money for the rest of the day.
The thing is, like, how can they prove that it's their French toast?
That too.
Is there documentation?
Maybe they document it with photographs or something.
Maybe. You could just eat
here's
French
one.
toast.
Scarlett Johansson's dirty tissue sold for $5,300.
Wow. Well, yeah, but I mean,
and then the
but
kicker,
it's tissue.
the kicker here, which isn't
something you can use.
Justin Bieber's hair clipping
God.
Sold for $40,668. $40,000.
What? That's. I got no comment on that.
Who bought it?
No, they don't say.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
That's highly top secret. Maybe this is all bogus. Who knows?
That could be.
How do we know any of this is true?
Yeah. This is the news. You can't trust the news.
It's probably in the basement of the Vatican.
Oh, I have a little bit of a different one here. Okay, this is different. This comes from Circle magazine, and Circle magazine is a Wiccan publication. It's mostly a lot of recipes and stuff, but I thought this was a little bit different here. Animal within meditation. So this is to get to your animal totem. So this is how this works. I'm not much into meditation. I don't really know too much with it. We got a little music, a little meditation music with this. There was some meditation music. But anyway, close your eyes and take a few relaxed breaths. Try to keep still as you go through the meditation. Take in a deep breath and let it out slowly. Keep deep breathing with long, slow exhalations. Feel it, hear it, and observe how it affects your body. As you breathe, mentally tell your body that it can relax. Keep your mind only on your breathing. Focus on the sound, the feeling of your lungs expanding and shrinking, and simply breathe. When your body has relaxed, move into the visualization. Imagine yourself in a circle of stones in a field at night. The field outside of the circle is overgrown with wildflowers and tall grass. Each stone has a lantern sitting upon it, glowing softly. In the center of the circle is a small bonfire, lighting the area within the circle. Walk around the circle and touch each stone, knowing you are protected within the circle. When you have touched each stone, return to the center, and within your heart let it be known you wish to connect with one of your animal totems. Take a deep breath and await the animal. It should step into the circle without any hesitation or difficulty. When the totem has appeared, ask it politely if it would gift its attributes to you for a short time. If the animal says yes, continue. If not, thank it and come out of meditation. If the animal has said yes to your request, step closer to it and offer your hand to it, like a handshake. When the animal returns the offer and you touch it, relax and begin the visualization. Feel the animal's body becoming transparent, like water or mist moving within you. See the mist of the animal moving into your hand and through your body, filling you up. The mist moves into your heart chakra, I think I said that right, and compresses into the shape of the animal. Feel the difference. Observe how you are feeling and thinking. When you are ready to leave meditation, thank the animal, extend your hand again. This time visualize the mist moving out of your body, down your arm, and out through your hand. As the mist reforms in the animal, thank it once more and allow it to leave. Relax and imagine your body. Focus on your breathing and reconnect to your body. Wait a couple seconds before opening your eyes. There you go. Animal totems. I thought that was interesting. I never really, I don't know much about meditation. I thought that was kind of different.
Are you going to try that one, Jim?
Maybe. I might try that later. I don't know.
And the seats go completely flat.
I'm not sure I need any animal. Well, maybe I do need some animal in me. I don't know.
Every day.
Who knows?
All right. Yeah. Another one, mildly Mother's Day related. Bizarre baby tossing ritual in India.
Ooh.
Yeah. In a bizarre ritual, Hindu priests in the South Indian state of, Karnataka toss babies from the rooftop of a temple onto a cloth held by waiting men, believing that this will make them grow stronger. I don't know.
You gotta strengthen your baby.
Yeah, well... Thanks to their parents and a deep-rooted belief, babies in the Bagalkot district of South India's Karnataka state unwittingly found themselves being tossed off the roof of a temple onto a sheet held by men waiting below, in a ritual that is believed to make them stronger. On Monday, large crowds of devotees gathered at the temple near town in the Bagalkot district to observe the ritual, locally known as Okeli. Eager parents presented their babies, who were between the ages of 3 months and 2 years, to priests at the temple, who tossed them from the temple roof onto a cloth borne by a group of men standing below.
Baby.
So, this makes the baby stronger, or is this all for the
No,
priests?
Moms.
Yeah, it's just for the moms. Oh, man.
baby tossing. That sounds. I don't know. That sounds like
know.
it's out of like a National Lampoon's movie or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I did used to toss. I had gerbils when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And we'd have a sheet.
Yeah.
Put the gerbil in the middle of it. And
Oh,
toss
yeah.
it up and down. I'm not sure that I was making it stronger. Probably terrorizing it.
Yeah, I feel like I could cut both ways. You know, at that stage in life, either you're gonna give the kid a major fear of heights complex,
Right.
or else they're gonna be like, somehow like strengthened by it.
Yeah.
Actually, Karnataka is. I have a really good friend who lives in Karnataka, and he calls me a lot. So next time I talk to him, I'll ask him about the baby, if he knows anything about throwing babies off of temples. In Austin, Texas, university scientists have managed to make a three-dimensional object invisible.
Whoa.
And they cloaked an 18-centimeter cylindrical tube in an experiment that uses so-called plasmonic metamaterials, and then bombarded it with 3.1 gigahertz of microwaves. In the experiment, the tube was invisible to the microwaves. I guess that proves that they could do it in normal light, but maybe it costs more or something. And it's also 18 centimeters, so
Yeah.
they got a long way to go still. But
Right. But they can bend waves.
They can literally make something invisible from all angles.
Wow.
With
That's
this. So
so the James Bond car that disappears is coming soon.
it might, you know, all that stuff comes to fruition. Think about Dick Tracy with the phone. You know.
Right. Well, in
Is,
Star Trek, the little telecommunicator thing they always had.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
even-
those are like cell phones.
Even the doors that opened on their own when Star Trek came out, I don't think they had self-opening doors yet.
Yes, they did.
Did they?
I remember.
They did. All right.
I remember when Star Trek was on TV, and they definitely had elevator doors and stuff like that.
But with the electronic eye,
Oh,
like the electronic
that
eye did it.
opened
So
without
when
you
you walk
stepping
up
on
to
something.
right, you just walked up
good
to
point.
it.
Yeah, like yeah, maybe.
I don't know. But anyway, it's all that stuff's coming. Thank you, Star Trek.
It looks like we need to wrap it up.
Oh, boy.
Actually, Chuck and Santiago are next on their show.
Oh.
And
All right, we got a show
But we'll
after.
wrap it up we still have another few minutes, but just letting you guys know.
All right. This is the first time we have a show after us.
Oh yeah. This is their first show.
What kind of show do they have?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know if they know.
Well, stay tuned for the next installment of River West Radio. And so I got the and musical
right.
interlude.
So, the time a woman is most likely to want to engage in sexual activity has been uncovered by new research. So now we know when to stay inside. A survey has concluded that around 11 p.m. on a Saturday night is the most common time for a
11
woman.
p.m. on a Saturday night.
Sounds.
They did a study on that.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
No way.
However, for many, having sex in the bedroom is not on the agenda. 40% of the 1,000 women questioned in the Women's Health Survey admitted to having al fresco sex.
Al fresco.
I don't know what that means.
It just
Are
says
you
al
like
fre-
making a
doesn't-
mosaic or I don't know, or like you?
Al-
I
don't know.
It's outdoors.
outdoor?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Nothing to do with frescoes. No. All right.
Well, so 11 o'clock on Saturdays.
Yep.
All guys. Remember,
Apparently they'll do it
Watch
anywhere.
out.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just not safe.
No. They're just gonna grab you and throw you behind a bush. Not gonna
When do men want to have sex?
Oh,
Well, we don't really.
24/7 or
yeah. It's,
Well, I gotta be in the right mood, you know. I'm more of a Friday guy.
Friday at like what?
3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, 3 p.m.
I always
Yeah,
say
me too. yeah, me too. Yeah, around 2 on a Wednesday. Okay, well, I just want sad news here, bad news. Groupon stocks have sunk.
oh man.
Yeah, Groupon has lost half its value since November.
I wonder if Living Social has anything to do with that.
My sister's gonna be sorry about that.
Oh man.
Yeah, she's a big Groupon. She always sends me Groupon stuff.
No, yeah.
So I'm gonna be happy. I won't be getting Groupon emails as much.
Yeah, I honestly never found anything I wanted to, save money on, I guess. Groupons.
Get a good deal on massage on there.
oh yeah.
There you go. Yeah, well,
It's like half off.
Well, they lost half of their account. I don't know what that means. If half their stock is gone, what that will do to your next massage.
Yeah. You might be paying.
We
yeah,
only
you
quarter
yeah,
off or
right.
something.
Quarter off.
Yeah, you only get the half hour, not the full hour.
Some good restaurant deals on there too, though.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go get Chuck, and I'll let you guys wrap it up.
All right, thank you, Zav.
right. Well, today we learned.
And yes, the wrap up. So remember, kids, stay in at 11 on Saturdays.
Yeah.
And also.
Yeah. I mean, just to prevent any would-be mothers from.
And toss your babies, so strengthen them. We've learned that.
Yeah. Well.
We learned that Gabe has the River West Flashers desk now. So,
And sword scrap metal.
nope. Hey, wait, hold on. Let me go through real quick. And we learned that we had a beautiful Mother's Day. I'd like to thank our mothers. Thank you, Mom.
And
Moms.
cats in Vienna drink coffee.
Yes, and they had, yep. I'm opening that dog cafe right next door. We'll see.
Surround system, 10 gigs of
But,
music storage, 3 months of satellite.
Since we do have to roll on out of here so that they can start up in 3 minutes, I think maybe let's sign off. Thank you, everyone. This is Jim Van Vonderen,
Happy Mother's Day.
Justin Prop,
It's Justin.
Gabe Hammer on melodica. And we will see you next week, same place and time.
Don't forget about Zav.
And Zav, and Zav as well, who was signed off a little earlier. But
I'm gonna stop.